Hello, my lovely sewing friends, it's Kathryn here, and I'd love to welcome you to my channel, SerenitySews. It's been a little while, I know, since I last shared some of my sewing with you, but Christmas, having no internet, and all the sort of exhaustion of how we prepare for Christmas just meant that I wasn't able to come to you and share what I've been doing, but I'm here today. Now, today is horrendous weather out there. It's howling wind, it's lashing rain, so I do apologise if any of that noise gets through. But rather than wait, I just felt no, I'm gonna do it now. So I want to share with you today a new to me pattern that I bought a little while ago, but I've had chance now to make a couple of this pattern, so I thought I'd come on and do a review with you. The pattern I'm sharing today with you is the Charlie Sweater, and it's by Atelier Jupe, as you can see. Now this is a fantastic setup, I think. Two very talented young Belgian girls who base their designs and fabric collection together. So they bring out a collection, and with each one there are new patterns and beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Now I purchased the pattern, which was a PDF from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door, and this fabric is also from Andrea, and I'll go into that in a little while. But I purchased the PDF and I had A0 printing, so I was able to trace the pattern, which I did. I don't always do that, but I thought this will be one of those patterns that I might want to make as a gift for people, or it's always useful, I think, sometimes to have a pattern that is simple but very quick and easy to make, and make lovely presents in the process. So anyway, let's get back to the pattern that I'm talking about today. So it has three designs, which is, as you can see there, round neck or V-neck. You have three sleeve options, and actually, you can see that there's a hemband to finish. Now, I made view B on here, and whether you can see that there, which is past elbow length, I would say, with a small cuff. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit and talk about the sizing. I felt that I would like to test out the fit and make two different sweaters, but in different fabrics, so that I could feel this is more of a lightweight, the other one is a little bit heavier, so I wanted to get the feel for the fabric. Now, I traced off a size 42, which fit in with my measurements on the pattern advice. However, I'm going to say that I think I need to go down a size, if not one, two. It does have a relaxed fit, so I'm okay with having drop sleeve, but I would like to probably test out again on another lightweight fabric, lightweight sweater fabric, and see if going down a size actually reduces the shoulder width. Now the other thing was the sleeves, as you can see, come to just below my elbow there. Now on the pattern, you choose to fit the cuff in. It's a narrow band, and I did that. I wore it and I didn't get on with it. I didn't like it. I actually like bracelet length sleeves, which is pretty much what I think this is. So I went back to the drawing board, I removed the cuff, and I made a deep cuff so that it actually came to my wrist. I'm much happier with it. I like it, and I actually think it shows off the sleeves better. Whereas with the narrow cuff, it was very lost, I thought, on the actual finish. I think it's personal preference. Everyone will have their own likes and dislikes about where sleeves finish, but for me, I like a wrist, if not just slightly above that, finish on a sweater. I don't know whether you're going to see this on here, but the depth of the band for the sweater, which is the base of it, is just right, I feel. I don't like them too deep, and actually I was debating whether to put this on or not, but if you look at the size and the width of it, I felt it would just hang and be too boxy, so I did put on the sweater band so that it had a nice finish. It was a quick sew. Maybe this one took a little bit longer, mainly because of the V. Now the pattern advice shows actually a very good diagram of how to do that, but it is I think you need to take your time with it, match up the dots, get it in the right place, and I basted it first so that I could see if I was happy with the V. I don't know whether you can see that there, but I'm very happy with that V and how it sits. It's a bit low, so maybe if I didn't have this t-shirt on, I would actually think, yeah, it's right down my bra end, or yeah, the centre of my bra is there. So I, like many people, wear a vest in the winter time, but I think I'd have to if I kept this V the same depth. It is, I think, easy to raise that, and I might do that another time, but at the moment I'm happy with it. Now this fabric is gorgeous. Can you see? It's got a raised trellis really pattern on it, and this is like a lavender colour. I think Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door, when she put this on the website, she might have called this like a denim blue, but actually in reality it's very mauve purple, and because it's so cold today I need to keep my neck warm. I don't like my neck bare, particularly this weather. And my brother bought me this beautiful scarf. It was from the Paul Getty Museum actually, and it's one of I think it's Klimt artists. With it might have it's the irises, yeah, that's what it is, and it's silk. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know, when I was at work as a midwife and I didn't wear a uniform, my role didn't need me to wear a uniform. I'd wear scarves an awful lot and tuck them in, and just used to keep my neck warm. But now and around the house, I don't need to quite so much, but it's just, for me, I prefer my neck covered because I get cold. And also I've got a long-standing problem in my shoulder and my neck, so I do like to keep the temperature pretty much the same. Now back to the fabric. It's got a lovely stretch and recovery. It feels very soft. The underside of the fabric, I don't know if you can see that, it's got a slight brushed feel, but it's very smooth next to the skin. I can't remember the composition of this, but certainly there's viscose in it and elastane, of course, because it stretches. But it was gorgeous to sew with, and I really wished I'd have had some more of this fabric now. I might have to go and have a look just to make up another one of these. But highly recommend this, and it's a beautiful colour. It's not a colour that I've bought for a long time, but I used to always wear this colour, purple blue tones, and yeah, I was really pleased that I got this, and I'm happy with it. I did use my cover stitch, as you can see, just to finish off the edge. I don't think, oh, I did it around the bottom band as well. So all in all, love this one. Like the V-neck, I think it's quite flattering, and the fabric is gorgeous. Now then, the other version I made is in I bought this quite a while ago and I can't remember where I got it from, but this has a kind of sweater feel to it, but it's actually quite thick, and it might even be the same thickness as a sweatshirting. It's not sweatshirting, it is more of a wool and viscose fabric, but it's beautiful and so warm. Now this one, I did the round neck version, yeah, and again, I think looking at this when I've got it on, I can tell that I need to go down at least one size, if not two, hence the scarf again, but there you go. It doesn't gape, but it's too low down, and that tells me I need to reduce the size on this version. The sleeve I did on this one, I actually put the small cuff on, not the bigger cuff, but what I did was I just put some 1.5 inch elastic through, and that drew the cuff in for me. I just didn't like the cuff ending as it did, and I just felt that this was a very simple, easy adaptation, and I just liked it. I thought it was probably easier for me to review this with it on, so I've just slipped it on for you. As you can see, it's bracelet length, and you can now actually see the elastic in there. This fabric has got kind of a brushed feel to it, but it's so soft and warm, and I really like this, but I can't for the life of me remember where I bought it. That's the story of my life, actually. My fabric at the moment is out of control, so I need to get on top of it, get some system back so that I know what I've got where from, etc., and be able to use some of it, because I'm not sewing as much as I've been purchasing, and that's silly, so I need to get on top of that. Back to the sweater. Right, it actually states that this is suitable for a beginner. The advice on that, I think I'd agree with. The V-neck version, I think, requires a little bit of skill, and I think you can overcome that taking your time and just basting the neckline before you finish. The pattern company do have some videos or some tutorials, if you like, on their website. This isn't one of them, but I'm not sure that it requires it actually. I think it is quite a simple sew, and the advice within the pattern pieces or the instructions are quite good. They are translated, I think, into English, Belgium, French, which I'm not sure that they class as the same, but I think they also do Dutch, and it may be German. Don't quote me on that. They do have a nice way of putting in a table all the pattern pieces that are required, and I like that because you can tick them off and you know where you are. The seam allowances are also written in this column. Now that's really useful because there's a difference in some of the seam allowances. So I think that's a really good, useful thing to do, particularly for beginners. It's so easy to think that every seam is the same seam allowance, and then you come to put it on and it just doesn't fit the same way as it should. The other thing that I like is they include a little box with tips that can be quite helpful. Just read them through before you start actually. So telling you things like, be careful that your fabric may have a nap, or make sure that your fabric print, if it has one, is going in the same direction. Again, that's a beginner's mistake that I've made in the past. That's the instructions. It's kind of a diagram with a paragraph writing in quite a comprehensive way what you need to do. Now, I always stabilise the shoulders of all my knitted makes, whether it be jersey, whether it be viscose jersey, sweatshirting, whatever it is, I will stabilise the shoulders, because through wear and wash they can pull out. So I use very narrow ribbon, and when I'm putting it through the overlocker, I've got a little foot that I can thread it through, and then it just stitches it on at the same time as sewing the shoulder seam. You can use old ribbon, you can use some woven strips that you cut to a narrow dimension. Doesn't have to be ribbon, but it's just that I've got lots of little rolls of ribbon, and it's a really useful way to use that up. The other thing that I would mention about working with knits is stretch. Now, these are both what I would call knitted fabrics rather than sweatshirting, French terry. And as you can see, the stretch and the give on this is great. You know, there's lots of room in it. However, if you use something like a sweatshirting, there wouldn't be as much give, and it would be a lot more of a structured fit. So just bear that in mind. They do give you advice about what fabric to use, but it's not comprehensive. It just says this can be a sweat fabric, French terry, knitted fabric. So I think it depends what look you're going for. The other thing I would say is that for all of the versions, the maximum amount of fabric is 1.5 meters, and I always buy 1.5 for all my tops. So if it's going to be more than that, I probably wouldn't buy the pattern, because I think 1.5 meters for a top should be ample for anyone. What else can I tell you? Oh yes, hem, or rather band. I didn't feel I needed to put some stretch interfacing in this, but there are some times where I do. So that's worth thinking about. Will it give it a nicer finish just by putting some very lightweight stretch interfacing in the band? As I said, I didn't need to do it on this one, but there are times I think when it does enhance the finish. I wonder if I did on the... No, I didn't. Definitely didn't on that one. But sometimes I do, because I do think it gives it a better finish. And as I said to you, I put elastic in my cuffs on this one. Just thought it was a bit different. Didn't fiddle around with the cuff band or the cuffing. I just turned it up and measured my wrist, because I didn't want it too tight, too stretchy, and threaded through a little bit of 1.5 inch elastic. So I'll definitely make it again. I am going to size down. I've got some lovely printed, I think it's French terry actually. It's definitely heavier than just a cotton jersey. I'm going to try it in that, size down, and see how that turns out. I definitely would recommend this pattern for a lovely quick sew for those of you with a bit of sewing experience. Not too fabric hungry. Definitely is use up 1.5 meters of fabric. And actually the short sleeved one, it says 1.3, but I reckon you could get it out of 1 meter of fabric, and that would look really lovely in a kind of lacy knitted fabric for spring or even summer. That's I've got some black knitted lace fabric. I might try that actually. That would look different. Yeah, okay, coming up with different ideas now. So if you've enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. I am nearly at 1,000 subscribers, and I have a plan when I reach 1,000 subscribers to do a giveaway. I have to sort through some of my fabrics, so I thought it would be a good time to do a giveaway. Now I've got a couple of patterns that I've duplicated, so I'm going to include that in it. So if you'd like to help me get to 1,000 subscribers and you would like to take part in my giveaway, my next video, which is going to come out very soon, is my A to Z of sewing skills, and I'll tell you at the start of that video how to acquire my giveaway and what it's going to be. So please subscribe if you haven't done, and come back and see me another time, because I really love talking about sewing. I know I'm not I'm not up there, if you like, with the girls that are so good with their social media, but I do love talking about sewing, and I do love making things and showing you what they are. So please come back, and I'll see you very soon with A to Z of sewing, and the letter is G. So I'll leave that with you and say bye for now.